The Easter Bunny is a fictitious character who brings gifts to kids. This morning's bunny is not fictitious, and he's truly bearing gifts for kids. Meet him, coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're in the conference room of the Myrtle Beach Herald's new offices at 4806 Northgate Boulevard in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the big summer camps this year at Wildlife Action, and we're visiting with its founder and president, Bunny Beeson. Good morning, Bunny.
Good morning.
A lot going on at Wildlife Action, isn't it?
31st year, I'm getting a little tired, but it's getting bigger and better all the time.
Oh, y'all are. I know. It's amazing to think about all the excitement. Of course, this is the almost the end of the second camp of the summer, the day camp.
Our first camp was a blast. This camp's been really great. Got spirit night tonight. And parents come out, and some of the kids will spend the night. This is our heritage camp,
right.
And this is for the young kids to get their foot into the water without finding out if it's too hot or cold. We don't want them to have a bad experience. But after this camp, then it's all overnight for all the way through to August.
Right. All three of the camps coming up.
That's right.
I think one has a deadline today if folks want to get their application in.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Of course, those applications are fantastic applications, real easy to fill out online if folks visit wildlifeaction.com.
www.wildlifeaction.com.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure. If someone doesn't have internet access, can they call and
yes,
somehow...
they can call Stacy Trevathan at the office at 1-800-753-2264.
Okay.
And it's toll free from anywhere they want to call from.
Right.
She'll be more than happy to put their name down and get an application to them or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
And I'd like, Greg, thank you for allowing me to come.
Oh, yeah?
Because we've been working in the community for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And we believe in putting back more than we take. That's our slogan, to put
Right.
back more than we take. And one of the ways we do that is we work with underprivileged children or people who are having hard times. Right now, you know, the gas is a bad situation. And people don't want to drive a long distance. And that hurt us a little bit in our day camps,
Right.
which is, of course, communication back and forth for driving cars and stuff. And they came from Florence and everything. But anyway, we do have some scholarships. I wanted to mention that.
Oh, great.
And last year we gave out 48, I believe, and this year we've got about that many again for the overnight camp. So if you call Stacy at 1-800-753-2264, she can get you lined up and help you out.
Who would be available for those scholarships? And the tuition is it $300?
It's $300, yes, but actually the ages are from 9 to 14.
Okay.
And the camps are broken up into different ones, but we'll work with you. We'll let a younger person come into an older camp, but we don't let older kids go into the younger camp.
Good for you.
You see what we?
Sure.
Yeah, because their attention level is and concentration level is different. There's a great deal of age difference from 9 to 14.
Oh yeah, very definitely. That is tremendous. And you guys have been doing the camp for how long, Bunny?
I think this is the 24th year. We started in '87 or something like that.
Is that right? I can't add dates.
Right, okay. But Wildlife Action is, I got a scouting background. I'm an Eagle Scout and God and Country and all that, and was a Scoutmaster 15 years. So I love this. I've been fortunate enough to be able to do what I like to do in my life.
Right.
And I like working with people, and we're very fortunate here in the PD area where your station has been very good and your program's well receptive. I watched you the other day.
Just recently, yeah.
I
love it.
I try to tune you in at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I'll tell the folks at Fox. That's right. They do a great job. As you know, the tower is almost
right in our backyard.
There in y'all's backyard.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, Wildlife Action is headquartered. The national headquarters are in Mullins, South Carolina.
We have electricity. It works out.
You got a lot of other things over there. You've got a great restaurant right up the street between Mullins and Nichols.
We have Webster's Manor, and we have O'Hara's, and we have Subway, because they support us. We can go on like NASCAR here now, but it's a community place where we have 761 members in Marion County. You yourself are a lifetime member. Your little girl,
that's right. Emma Claire and I are lifetime.
And how old is she now? About 5 or 6?
She'll be 6 in September. Good for you. Good memory, Bunny.
You were up at Fort Rich at our camp.
Yes.
Filming our last show, I believe,
Right.
back a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing good.
Had a whole week up there and had a tremendous lineup. Frank Oliver was with us that week.
Oh, Frank, he's full-time. He's running the camps now. Frank
really?
Oliver is started this year. He's the camp director. I'm his assistant. I told Stacy a couple of weeks ago if I'd have known how far we had advanced, I'd have taken my name completely off and put hers on there because she's sort of taken over. And I like bragging on her a little bit because what we've tried to do. I'm 65. I'll be 66 in February. We got a 10-year-old child there that has a BlackBerry or whatever they have, and I'm not in tune with all that. So my time's sort of come and gone, where they relate to the younger people. So Frank's 36, and Stacy's 23, and they're helping me to make this camp go on and leave a legacy by actually changing some of the things that we need to change to make this camp better for the generations that are coming. But the integrity of the camp is not going anywhere. We still strength and honor, and we have our 5-point law: preservation, conservation, education, sportsmanship, fellowship, and we have it's just a wonderful, wonderful camp.
You've got some great leaders there. Of course, you set the stage 31 years ago, and you got the ball rolling, obviously. And for viewers who may not be familiar with Wildlife Action, what prompted you to kick that off? Was it your long background in scouting and your love of, but it's even a little different than that. I mean, the scouting ties into the camps, but surely Wildlife Action is...
Ever since I was a child, I wanted to be a park ranger or a forester or someone to work in the outdoors. And my mother was married 5 times, and I don't want to go into something about the Bunny Beeson program here, but I know how children suffer sometimes, and children should be innocent till the very last minute. I mean, they should be allowed to be children. And that's why I think that I love them so much and want to give them an opportunity to grow. For instance, most children don't realize that paper comes from trees instead of Walmart. Most children don't realize that chicken comes from a real live chicken. Somebody has to kill that chicken and process that chicken. It doesn't come from KFC. And so it's a rude awakening for a lot of them because the parents have to work both jobs today. And the latchkey children of America are suffering. The ghettos, I mean, I can go on. And I don't mean to be a social, but we are trying in Wildlife Action not only to preserve and conserve our natural resources. And I know I'm doing a lot of talking
we love
here,
it, absolutely.
But I need
your
to
show, Bunny. Yeah.
Well, Wildlife Action tries to change social behavior also. And the reason we do that is because today the children's parents are so busy they don't have the opportunity to I believe that every person on Fifth Avenue is a farmer. Wants to get back to his scouting background or 4-H, learning to doing to learn in 4-H. I was in 4-H. To be able to walk barefooted on the land. So when you were up at Fort Rich the last time, we had teepees and all that.
All over.
Yeah, we tried to teach about the Native Americans and how they were, really treated badly. But it had to be done because European Americans feel like that they were better educated and they knew what was best for the world, and unfortunately that's history. But if we learn from where we came from and what we can do, we can respect every creed, every race, every color, every gender, and if we love one another, what Wildlife Action teaches, then we will be a unit like a fraternity or a sorority.
Right.
So we start everything in the chapel. We finish everything in the chapel. We say blessings for the food. We pledge allegiance to the flag. And I tell the children that even if America has treated you wrong, or something is not fair, that's life. And the way they fail with me in Wildlife Action is that we have a net of love and compassion under them. So when they fall at our camp, may I give you an example?
Yeah, please do, Bunny. Absolutely.
At the last camp, a couple weeks ago, we had a little 9-year-old child that was a little boy, and he was sitting in the back of the chapel, And we teach consequences for your actions.
Right.
So they have to be on time. And at camp, for all you fine folks out there might want to send your child to our camp, we're going to make the bed. We're not going to have any baggy pants. And we're going to be yes, sir, and no, sir. And we're going to love everybody. And if not, have a nice day and go on home.
Yeah, stay
yeah, because we don't mess around. We have a very disciplinary camp, but it's a loving camp.
Sure.
And but anyway, this child was sitting in the back row, and it was his first camp.
Right.
And he had left his water bottle.
Oh, yeah.
So old Frank says, "Come on up here, little Johnny. You got to come sing Little Teapot," which is a little teeny tiny song, and they come up, and we give him the water bottle back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he didn't want to go, and he immediately teared up. Well, I was sitting in the corner of the chapel, and I picked up on that. And I'm a take charge kind of person, because I really believe what I believe is the right thing. It's opinionated, but I've been doing it for 100 years, and we, by the way, have never sent a child to the hospital. So
that's great.
Yes,
in 20 plus years.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't, and we've been dealing with kids for 31 years, like taking kids fishing. And
oh yeah.
So
sure.
it's a good record. But anyway, I immediately got up and went down and sat beside of Johnny, put my arm around him, and he immediately put his little arm, which he wouldn't reach around me, put his head against my chest and started to sob.
Oh boy.
Well, when he started to sob, the people in the chapel, all the kids looked at me going, and it, of course, drew attention to him, which I knew it was going to do. Mm-hmm. And I sat there, and you could have heard a pin drop. I mean, it was a very emotional, quiet moment.
Right.
And I said, "What have you learned at camp? Who will take this child's banner and carry it for him?" Every single child, and there were 100 plus in that chapel, got up and went and sang Little Teapot.
Wow.
So in the chapel, the only person left on the back row was Johnny and myself. And all the other kids. I'll give you another example.
That's a great example.
Oh, man.
Boy, that is a great example. Again, if parents need to run off, get out of the house now, or get family out of the house, get off to work, 800-753-2264 today is the last day to sign up for the third camp, which starts on July 6th. I'm looking at it ages 9 to 14. The big camp starting July 20th, ages 12 to 14, and then the one on August 3rd through the 8th, ages 9 to 11. But go ahead, please share another example.
I'm not very good at TV because I can't give buzz. I talk emotion, but we won't allow parents to come pick up their children unless I know them. There's divorces the day and time. We were talking just earlier, your assistant over here with the camera about the military and places that I was in, and where he was at, and different things for serving our country. We try to teach these children that the flag represents a wonderful place, but there are injustices all in the world, and people can't always get along. So we had this one woman that came and said she wanted to pick up little Johnny, and there was a death in the family, and I said, fine, little Johnny's at archery, and so I just felt something, and I haven't gone to school to learn this, so I meandered along slowly behind her until she got to the archery range, and I saw her go up to the little boy, and the little boy says, well, sure, you could tell the body language, he didn't want to be with this lady. So I immediately went right up to her, and I said, and I got it straight, of course, to find out she and her boyfriend had had a fight. She was going to get this child, I guess, to be whatever, but we don't do that. So I teach my children, if we blow the siren 3 times, everybody comes to the chapel. Stop the archery, stop swimming, stop canoeing, stop all the wonderful things we do and come. So it's a safe camp.